I think the fans are still excited and invigorated about the opportunity for Penn State to come to them after all the times that everybody goes to visit Penn State. So this is my first time being on the bus.
Okay.
They had to break it in for a while and see that I was ready to be on the bus. So.
How's that gone for you so far?
I don't like the bus business, no. I think Godfrey, the driver, is incredible. You know, he hasn't missed a hole yet. He's in every pothole in Pennsylvania. He's a professional. Well, no, it's good to spend time with the coaches that you wouldn't get. The first time when I met them in New York and Scranton, I drove and just met them there, so I didn't really get any private time. And then the last couple times I did State College. So this gave me a little better taste of the travel routine.
Coach, how much has the fan base with volleyball even? I was at, I think, a party this year and everyone had a volleyball game on watching Penn State, and how much has that grown or since you've been?
Well, since I've been at Penn State, it's for sure grown, but you know, I think Penn State fans will watch whoever's competing for a national championship in any sport. They may not know what's going on, but they know the blue and white, and they care about rooting for the home team. So, you know, what helps us is, you know, we have games since we play simultaneously with football as we reap the benefits of so many weekends when people come to town for a football game, and then they still have a chance to come over and watch volleyball in the evenings, either Friday or Saturday after an afternoon game. So it's really worked out well for us.
Coach, I asked Coach Rose about the fan base around volleyball, and he said, you know, anything blue and white, these Penn State fans will flock to. What is it like around wrestling, and has it changed maybe since you've been there? And is it a knowledgeable fan base since the success the school has had?
I think, you know, Penn State has an incredible fan base. They have had long before I, you know, went to Penn State or came to Penn State. It's just something that we've had some great wrestlers and some that are a lot of fun to watch, and because of that, people are going to show up and support them. But you know, that's what makes Penn State wrestling what it is the following and the fan base, and you know, 28, 29 straight sellout matches, including 2 in the Jordan Center. So you know, we're obviously very proud of that, and it's huge for a high school kid to see that. You get to see an atmosphere like that where it's standing room only, and you know, those tickets are sold, and it's just, there's not a lot of opportunities to do something like that in wrestling. So,
James, Coach Rose was just saying he's been doing this 4 years, but this is his first time on the bus. How do you sort of adapt to it? How do you just kind of break him in?
Oh no, I mean, I'm not coaching Coach Rose up on anything. I remember the first year we did this. He did the event in State College, which was the one that he did. And I guess after you've won 37 national championships, you can do what you want. So he's the man. But it's great, you know, sitting on that bus and being able to spend time with 2 guys that have won a combined 11 national championships between the 2 of them is really valuable. It's really valuable. You know, Coach Rose has been the head coach at Penn State since I was 7 years old. So you talk about, you know, experience, you talk about wisdom, you talk about a guy that knows the place inside and out. It's valuable.
So recruiting's a little different, but what is your interaction like with the high schools in Pennsylvania, the PIAAs, and how does that all work?
well, it's just about building, you know, relationships and getting to know, you know, the coaches and building that trust. You know, I think more than anything, you know, the way I look at it is our best recruiting tool is just doing a good job, you know, with the kids we have. You know, the kids that we have in the program now having a good experience, you know, knowing that they're supported and that the coaches are there for them, and they're being set up, you know, to be successful in life. You know, wrestling's going to end quickly, but just making sure that they take advantage of the, you know, and just get an idea of the network and everything that comes along with being a Penn State student athlete, because there really isn't any school that can compare, you know, to Penn State as far as the alumni base, and especially specifically wrestling. The wrestling alumni are very involved in the program. We have fantastic facilities because of our alumni and their generosity and their connection back and their willingness to keep wrestling for the team is the way what we say. They're still wrestling for the team even 20 and 30 and 40 years after their eligibility is up, legally of course also. So yeah, it's again when you with the recruiting process, it just comes down. It comes down to the kids trust you, and I mean this is their life and their goals. Do they think that you can help them reach their goals or not? It's very simple. And do they see do they feel like they fit into your program or not? It's and that comes from those relationships and because anybody can teach wrestling moves. You just get on Google the Cobra clutch and you'll see. You just got to get behind. I guess you start. Coach Franklin was demonstrating on Coach Chambers on the bus a couple days ago because they were shocked. I didn't know what that was, but I do now. So it's not about wrestling moves. It's more about just it's the everyday. It's the passion and the focus and the love of competition and the love of the whole process. Those things and the big picture stuff, obviously, that make the difference.
I had to pick the week I wanted to come. I picked the week I wanted to come when Cale was coming. So I know how crazy he is. I wanted a piece of that.
Coach, you talk about like you said, the youth of the program. Just how vital will the upcoming summer workouts be toward your program's success?
I think they're probably more important by far than last year. In the summer we can have such limited contact with them. So with the limited contact, you really want the players to take ownership of the team. It's really good for leadership, but it's really good for those guys to just get out there and coach each other and coach the plays, coach the incoming freshmen coming in. But that was almost impossible to do last year because they didn't know it. I mean, it's hard for them to take ownership of the team and go out and work on the plays and teach the young guys how to do things when they were still kind of figuring it out. So this year, I think that's an area we can make tremendous strides. Hack taking the wide receivers and tight ends out there and really spending time working with them on how we do things and how he wants it. Angelo Mangiero taking the offensive line out there and working with those guys in detail. Naeem Wortman, taking the front seven and the linebackers and working and doing those things. So, I think that's a huge advantage for us going into year two that we didn't have last year, really.